So yes, the shark. We are in South Carolina and check out this shark exhibit. Crazy. But they've been seen rather, right here. It's weird. 6 of them inhabit the coastal waters of South Carolina. They live right here. Museum paleontologists studying South Carolina sediments between 2,000 and 72 million years have found the teeth of nearly 200 species of shark skates rays, including tiny cat sharks less than 2 feet, along with mega-toothed sharks that have grown to astounding lengths of more than 60 feet. So they're saying that's like the ancient shark size, and this is his mouth, and this is the great white mouth. It's pretty cool. That's the teeth. It's formed like that because of what it's cured in, or what it's fossilized. The materials in which they are buried. It's like finished in whatever it was buried in. That was like coal or something. Oh, more shark teeth. See the size of them? Here's my hand. Look at this one, that was even bigger. But they're really big. Teeth. Dark tooth have fossilized in dark colored minerals of mud and clay. The tan tooth may have fossilized in light colored minerals of sand. So cool. It's huge. So scientists use the teeth of giant white sharks closest to the larger great white sharks, which are the size of the prehistoric shark. Giant white shark versus the great white shark. This is the tiger. Oh, I was wrong. That's the tiger shark's teeth. So yeah, this one's the great white, I think. You notice about the great white shark's jaws on this one, the set of jaws belong to the shark that was about the same size as the mile on the wall over your head, 13.5 feet. So, yeah. So the largest great white sharks on record measure 20 feet in length and weigh about 5,000 pounds. Each of the teeth work like a double-edged saw and with a light force of 2,000 pounds. The flesh and the bones of animals like tuna, dolphins, sea lions, and turtles are no match in comparison. Humans' biting is around 175 pounds, barely enough to crack a walnut. Unlike humans who only have 2 sets of teeth during their lifetimes, sharks constantly grow new teeth to replace old ones. Great white sharks are found around the world in water that's between 55 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit. They are sometimes encountered in less than 10 feet of water, but scientists have learned that tag sharks can dive down more than 4,000 feet and travel more than 10,000 miles in a year. Great white sharks have been seen in South Carolina's coastal waters. Again, we're at the South Carolina State Museum. Great white shark recents. From Makos to Megs. Species is difficult because we usually only have their teeth to look at. What did the body look like on the outside? Was it DNA like? Was once widely believed that the great white sharks evolved from the huge shark Sicarigos Roques Megalodon. When you compare a great white tooth to a meg, certain similarities do stand out. However, when you compare this extinct Mako shark tooth to the great white tooth, what do you see? Mako shark. detailed studies of hundreds of teeth and preserved skeleton remains show quite conclusive that modern great white sharks descended from a mako shark ancestor. Here's a mako shark's teeth. 3 million years old, Charleston County, South Carolina. Wow. Here's a 3 million year old tooth in South Carolina, from South Carolina, Charleston County. Carcharodon carcharias placed on about 1 million years old. Charleston County, South Carolina. Can you tell what part of the jaw the tooth is from? Was this shark bigger or smaller than the one in the wall above? Answer: the tooth is from the upper jaw, second from left. And answer: the ancient shark may have been an astounding 25 feet in length. So yes, it was like almost double the size of this. The tiger, the hammerhead, excuse me. The head shaped like a hammer. This peculiar shape has a variety of functions, including providing lift as the shark swims, enhancing its ability to detect electrical fields given off by its prey, helping to pin down prey for ease of consumption, and providing excellent depth perception and field of view, including behind the shark. Family includes bonnet head, wing head, and hammerhead sharks, all of which are easily recognized by their very broad and flat hammerhead-shaped heads. Hammerheads have global distribution in tropical to warm temperate coastal waters. There are 10 species within the family, including one recently identified 2006 South Carolina coastal waters. South Carolina coastal waters. Or at the South Carolina State Museum, guys. I don't know. I'm just excited visiting Dorchester County. I was just in Boston, where there's a Dorchester, like there. A relatively small shark at 3 to 5 feet in length. The bonnet heads can be seen to shore even in tidal pools. They eat crabs, shrimp, mollusks, and fish. Mollusks. Small shark. Growing up to 14 feet in length, scalloped hammerheads swim close to the shore during the day, but at night they move into deeper water to hunt. They eat other fish, mackerel, sardines, other sharks, and squid. The great hammerhead, a large shark growing up to 20 feet in length. Great hammerheads are typically encountered in water up to 200 feet deep. They eat crabs, squid, fish like grouper sardines, and other sharks, including great hammerheads. Oh, there's the prehistoric giant shark that we're looking at, I think. Megalodon 1988. It's a 1988 piece. Told you it was fake. It's a piece of art. Stavros Chrysotomidis, steel, aluminum, plastic glass, fiberglass, paint, museum purchases. One of the museum's primary responsibilities is to collect objects and artifacts which reflect the art, technology, natural history, and cultural history of the state. One of the most recognized artifacts in the museum's collection falls under all of these categories and has been the source of many stories from thousands of museums visitors each year. This prehistoric giant white shark represents the largest aquatic fossils found in the state. It was made by South Carolina artist Stavros Chrysotomidis using technology similar to the Chrysotomidis, using technology too similar to the airplane construction that he learned during his service in both the Army and the Air Force. Sculpture has been an icon for the museum since it opened in 1988. The construction, delivery, and installation was one of the most anticipated activities during the building of the State Museum in 1988. It was one of the most anticipated activities during the building of the State Museum, the delivery of it. I saw a thing over there about a thing over there about it. Yeah. Oh God. Okay. So 1980 so large that it took 2 cranes to load it into a South Carolina National Guard flatbed truck for transportation. The model turned into a head during its drive from creator Stavros Chrysotomidis' studio on Monticello Road to the State Museum downtown. This original plan was to fly it by helicopter over the city, but it was realized that the model's curved, non-aerodynamic shape would have problems with the downdraft from the helicopter's propellers. When the shark attracted a large amount of media attention and made the news national. The papers from Maine to Oklahoma. The shark weighs approximately 3 tons. That's 6,000 pounds. That thing weighs nearly 3 tons, and it's built around the steel shaft down its center. The frame was made of aluminum and covered with wire mesh, and fiberglass. aluminum. So it's made of aluminum metal, which is a not really noble metal, but anyways, that aluminum is covered in wire mesh, kind of more metal, and fiberglass. From moving into the museum, it was wheeled in two large pieces within its fins. Once it placed the actually gold, I mentioned on another video, but gold, platinum, and graphite are the most noble metals out there. Magnesium is kind of low. I think aluminum is in between. Magnesium is lower in nobility than aluminum. Anyways, for more into the museum, it has wheeled in it two large pieces with its fins. Once in place, the front and back were reunited. The fins were installed and it was hoisted into place. Police and cable museum guests can see the artist's signature on the underside of the fins. There's the staircase. Kind of spooky standing under 6,000 pounds. Anyways, there it is. Bringing it on in. Back in 1988. Oh, there it is. There's that wire mesh. This is aluminum. So that's the metal there. And then wire mesh. The wire mesh and fiberglass. Nice. It says you can see this signature somewhere. Oh, there it is. He did it in 1987. This is amazing. So, I don't have a video of it, but on one of my Facebook pages, on my personal page, like sometime in the past 5 years, I don't know, it could have been a year or 2 years ago, but I mentioned there's a table in our house, a store in the mall, that has this petrified wood table, and it explains petrified wood and how it's so special. Now look again. The ancient tree trunk found petrified in a Marlborough County gravel quarry. Nice. Weighs about 4 tons and is believed to be more than 1,000,000 years old. Petrified or fossil wood and fairly common in certain areas of South Carolina, particularly in the coastal plain. Nice. This type of fossil is called a cast after the tree fell that was buried in mud and sand. Was the tree cells decomposed? Are we getting to that? They were filmed with minerals and became petrified. Research is underway to determine the identity of the wood. Research is underway to determine the identity of the wood believed to be oak or cypress. So the wood on the table it's all shiny. It looks like marble because it's crystallized. Did I mention that here? Petrified or fossil wood is fairly. This one was buried in sand. Maybe that one was buried in the ocean. Maybe that's why it was shining, because of the clarity of the water. These are some fun facts I'm excited about getting into, but let's look at this for a second. So let me just note, should we go over this first? Okay, so we could go over this first, but let me explain something to you. This is South Carolina that you're looking at behind you. There's the state. Now, if you look at it, you can see all those rivers that run through it throughout the entire state, the big state of South Carolina. Look, there's all of these rivers and inlets like bays and stuff down here. That is so neat to look at from a plane. Like on the plane I was flying into Vermont over, I could see the land and to see those rivers as you're flying over them. Like if you're flying over a big thing of land, it's just like plain land, like a big distance of like land that you're flying over, maybe mountains and all types of stuff. When you start going over like rivers running through the entire like big area, it's so amazing to see that from above. Okay, so let's look at this. River systems of the South Carolina into the Atlantic Ocean. I'll just give you some hints that these are the 4 major waterways, and the one with the most amount of water The highest percentage, at least, is the Santee River Basin, which has those rivers connected to it, versus the Petey River Basin, which is 25%. Santee River Basin drains 34% of South Carolina at the rate of 7.5 billion gallons a day. Hold on, but this drains more gallons, 10.5 billion a day. That's interesting, like that difference. So I guess he talks about the major cities. I lived there. My spouse, he's from there. She is from Sumter. I've lived there, and yeah. Coastal plain. So if you press the button, what happens? That's not a button. Oh, it's just a point. It's like a dot. It's like a bullet on a piece of paper. That was a button. I thought if you push it, it'll tell you something about this. But that's what it's talking about, and maybe this one is. Let's load up in that. I don't know. Piedmont features gently rolling hills with many stream-cut valleys, rocks of shale.